Hello everyone, welcome to my channel on engineering mathematics. In this video, I am going to discuss the concept of student t-test. In particularly, we are going to see introduction to student t-test, then steps involved in student t-test, and finally we will see some examples based on this test. Let us proceed to the point introduction to student t-test. The student t-test is used to test the significance of the mean of a small sample. It is also used to test the significance of the difference between the means of two small samples. When we say small sample, its size is less than or is equal to 30. 30 is the threshold point between small sample and large sample. So if any sample has more than 30 items in it, then that sample is considered as large sample. Otherwise, it is small sample. Note that student t-test is also used to test the significance of the correlation coefficient. Now let us see how to find the test statistics for student t-test. Assume x1, x2, xn be the members of the sample drawn from the population, which is normally distributed with mean mu. If x bar is the mean of the sample, then test statistics can be calculated by the formula t is equal to x bar minus mu upon s upon under root n, where s is the standard deviation of the sample, which is given by under root of summation xi minus x bar the whole square, where I runs from 1 to n divided by n minus 1. Now let us proceed to see what are the steps involved in calculating significance of sample mean using student t-test. In step 1, we decide the null and alternative hypothesis, that is H0 and HA. We will also decide if it's one-tailed or two-tailed test. We choose a significance level alpha in step 2. The common values for alpha are 5% and 1%. In next step, we calculate test statistics using the formula t is equal to x bar minus mu upon s upon under root n. In next step, we compare the test value with critical value from t distribution table at n minus 1 degrees of freedom and at 5% or 1% LOS, whichever is mentioned in the question. We will call this value as critical t value, or it is denoted by t1. Finally, we conclude by comparing these two values. If mod of calculated value is less than the table value, we accept the null hypothesis. That is, we conclude that the sample drawn is from the population. And if mod of calculated value is greater than or equal to table value, then we reject the null hypothesis. I hope you understood these steps. Now let us proceed to see examples. Here is our example number 1. Given that a manufacturer intends that his electric bulbs have life of 1000 hours. He tests a sample of 20 bulbs drawn at random from a batch and discovers that the mean life of the sample bulb is 990 hours with standard deviation of 22 hours. Does this signify that the batch is not up to the standards? Also given that, take 1% LOS. Let us proceed for the solution. Here given that x bar, that is sample mean, is 990 hours, standard deviation of the sample is 22, and population mean mu is 1000. First of all, we'll define H0 and HA. Here we should define H0 as there is no significant difference between the sample bulbs and the standard bulbs. That is, batch is up to the standards. Since standard bulb has a life of 1000 hours and we are saying there is no significant difference between the sample bulbs and the standard bulbs, we should assume that mu is greater than or is equal to 1000. Now let us define alternative hypothesis HA. Of course, alternative hypothesis will be mu less than 1000. That is, batch is not up to the standards. By looking at HA, we can clearly say that this is one-tailed test because this is one directional. Now let us proceed to calculate test statistics using this formula. All these values are known to us now. X bar is 990, mu is 1000, S is 22 and N is 20 because 20 bulbs are taken. When I substitute all these values in this formula, I found test statistic is minus 2.033. Now we proceed to calculate table value. For that, n is 20, degrees of freedom is 20 minus 1, that is 19. We take 1% LOS as it is mentioned in the question, and we proceed for the table to calculate table value of t. So look for 19 degrees of freedom here. Then we search for 1% LOS for one tail. For one tail, 1% LOS is over here. So look at the intersection. I see at 19 degrees of freedom and 1% LOS, the table value for t is 2.539. Let us note it down in our solution. So table value for t is 2.539. Finally, we compare these two values and conclude. Here I see the mod of calculated value is less than the table value. So we should accept the null hypothesis. When we accept the null hypothesis, we are saying batch of the bulbs is up to the standards. I hope guys you understood this solution. Now let us proceed for next one. In this example, a standard fertilizer has been shown to cause a species of plants to grow by an average of 10 inches. One botanist applies this new fertilizer to a sample of 15 plants and found that average growth is 11.4 inches with standard deviation 2.5 inches. Can it be concluded that the new fertilizer caused this species of plants to grow by an average of greater than 10 inches? Take 5% LOS. Let us proceed for the solution. Here sample size is 15, so n is equal to 15. Sample mean is 11.4, standard deviation is 2.5 and population mean is 10. Now let us first of all define H0 and HA. H0 says there is no significant growth in the plants from new fertilizer. When we say so, we should have mu less than or is equal to 10. HA will be opposite of this, that means mu is greater than 10. So it is of course one directional, that is one tail test. Now we proceed to calculate test statistic using the formula x bar minus mu upon s upon under root n. Let us substitute all these values, after which I see t takes value 2.168. Now let us proceed to find table value. Since sample size is 15, degrees of freedom will be 15 minus 1, that is 14. We take 5% LOS as mentioned in the question and we'll proceed for the table to find t value. Look for 14 degrees of freedom in row headings, it is over here. And for one tail test, look for 5% LOS. 5% LOS is here. So their intersection is 1.761. So this is our table value for t. Let us note it down. Now finally we compare the calculated and table value of t. We see mod of t is greater than t1. So we should reject H0. When we say so, we are saying the new fertilizer caused this species of plant to grow by an average of greater than 10 inches. I hope guys you understood this solution. Now let us proceed for next example. In this example, given that a certain stimulus administered to each of 12 patients resulted in following change in blood pressures. These are changes in the blood pressure of the patients. Can it be concluded that the stimulus accompanied by the change in blood pressure? Take 5% LOS. Let us proceed for solution. Note that we are not given the sample mean or the sample standard deviation. So we have to calculate it manually. Given that there are 12 patients in the sample, so sample size is 12. Sample mean formula is x bar is equal to summation xi upon n. So sample mean is 2.6. Let us calculate sample standard deviation. It can be calculated using the formula summation xi minus x bar the whole square upon n minus 1. After substituting values in which I found s is equal to 3.08. Now let us proceed to define null and alternative hypothesis. First we define null hypothesis H0. Here we say that as a result of stimulus, blood pressure will not change. So when I say so, mu is equal to 0. That is sample mean is 0. Alternative hypothesis will be opposite of this. Mu is not equal to 0. That is, as a result of stimulus, blood pressure will change. When we say so, this is two directional. That means mu can be less than 0 or can be greater than 0. So this is two-tailed test. Now let us proceed to calculate test statistics given by the formula x bar minus mu upon s upon root n. After substituting values of which I see t is equal to 2.924. Now let us proceed to find table value of t. Since n is 12, degrees of freedom will be 12 minus 1, which is 11. We are already given LOS 5%. So in table at 5% LOS and degrees of freedom 11, I found t value is 2.201. Finally, we compare calculated and table value of t. I see mod of t is greater than t1. That is, observed value or calculated value is greater than the table value. So in this case, we usually reject null hypothesis. And here in this context, when I reject the null hypothesis, I am saying as a result of stimulus, blood pressure will change. I hope guys you understood this solution. Now let us proceed for next example. Here we are given that based on field experiments, a new variety of green gram is expected to given an yield of 12 quintal per hectare. The variety was tested on 10 randomly selected farmers' field. The yields were recorded as follows. Do the results confirm the expectation? Take 5% LOS. Let us proceed for solution. Once again, sample mean and standard deviation is not given to us, so we have to find it manually. Given that sample size is 10 here, so n is equal to 10. Now let us first calculate sample mean by formula summation xi upon n. I found it is equal to 12.63. Then let us proceed to calculate standard deviation s given by the formula under root summation xi minus x bar the whole square upon n minus 1. I found it is equal to 1.0853. Now let us proceed to define H naught and HA, that is null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. Here I can define H naught as the results confirm the expectation. That is, there is no difference between the expected and the observed values. So here mu should be equal to 12 quintals. Then alternative hypothesis will be opposite of this, that is mu is not equal to 12. When I say so, it is bidirectional. Therefore, this is two-tailed test. Now I'm going to first find out the table value of the t. Here n is equal to 10, so degrees of freedom is 9. And at 5% LOS, I found table value is 2.262. Now let us proceed to calculate test statistic using this formula. After substituting x bar as 12.63, mu as 12, s as 1.0853 and n as 10, I see t is 1.8326. Finally, we compare this calculated value with table value. It is clear that mod of calculated value is less than the table value. So we should accept the null hypothesis. And when we say so, in this context, we are saying the new variety of green gram will give an average yield of 12 quintal per hectare. I hope you understood this. Now let us proceed for our final example. Here given that the following data represents hemoglobin values in gram per dl for 10 patients. Is the mean value of the patients significantly differ from the mean value of the general population, which is 12 gram per dl? Take 5% LOS. Let us proceed for solution. Once again, we are not given the mean and standard deviation of the sample, so we have to calculate it. Here sample size is 10, so n is equal to 10 again. You can calculate mean of the sample using this formula. I found it is equal to 8.95, and standard deviation by this formula I found it is equal to 1.8020. Now let us define H naught and HA. Here we say H naught is the mean value for the patients do not significantly differ from the mean value of the general population hemoglobin values. When we say so, we are saying mu is equal to 12. So HA will be mu not equal to 12. So of course it is two directional. That means mu can be less than 12 or mu can be greater than 12. So this is two-tailed test. Now for two-tailed test, at n is equal to 10, that is degrees of freedom is equal to 9, and at 5% LOS, the table value for T is 2.262. Now let us proceed to calculate test statistic. Test statistic can be calculated using this formula. Here x bar is 8.95, mu is 12, s is 1.8020, and n is 10. After substituting and simplifying, I found T is minus 5.3524. Now let us compare these two values. Obviously, mod of calculated value is greater than the table value. Therefore, we should reject null hypothesis. And when we say so, we are saying the mean value of the patients significantly differ from the mean value of the general population hemoglobin values. I hope guys you understood this example too. This is our last example on student t-test. Keep solving these examples, keep practicing the examples from my videos, keep watching and keep sharing my videos. Thank you all of you. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe my YouTube channel and press the bell icon to get updates about my new videos.